Howdy folks, how you doing? Oh, for a change, I'm not smoking a pipe. Um, First of all, I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I did a video. To be honest, I don't really get much time these days to sit down and relax, and my life is not interesting enough to take you on any journey that I might happen to be on that's of any interest to you folks watching. So, yeah, it's been a little bit lacking in content recently, but I figured I'd just hop on. And actually, this is the second time I'm doing this video. I actually started earlier on, well, in my usual autistic way, I waffle on and never really get to the point. But this video is really for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's by way of a bit of thank you to a very, very good bloke who I have not met yet. Hopefully, that will be rectified in the next month or two when I visit the city where he lives. Um, and that I hope you don't mind me naming you, mate. I'll just use your first name anyway. So you're certainly well known amongst some of us, anyway. Chap by the name of Gregor. Um, Now, to give you a bit of background, a while ago I was smoking a Foundation Wise Man. I won't try and pronounce the Spanish name, I'm afraid. El, well, he says about to pronounce it. The Lancero format, anyway, the long, slim, I think 7.5 inch by 40 ring gauge, something like that. Well, unfortunately, that cigar was trash. Now, Foundation make really good cigars. Um, I was really, really excited to try it because Nick, the guy who runs Foundation Cigars, just seemed like a really nice chap, really interesting chap, and extremely passionate about his thing. So I was really excited to try these cigars. So I spent quite a bit of money, £120, I think it was, or thereabouts, on 5 cigars, which is kind of a sample pack. We're talking UK prices, you know. And yeah, I mean, there was the Wise Man in the Lancero format, box press format, Charter Oak, a couple of different kinds of Charter Oak with Connecticut shade ground wrappers. I think, not quite sure. I'm not an aficionado. And the Tabernacle as well, which was an exceptionally good cigar, I have to say. So much so, I bought a couple more to keep in the humidor for a special occasion. Um, but this Lancero format, which is long, slim Lancero format, really beautiful, elegant shape, great flavor, incredible flavor, but it was too tight. I could not smoke the damn thing. I ended up binning 2/3 of it pretty much because it was impossible to get a draw on because rolling the Lancero format takes a great deal of skill, and I don't know, maybe it needed more time, maybe it wasn't the right humidity. I'm not sure. I could have made a rookie mistake that I'm not aware of. I don't know. But in any case, I was so disappointed with this cigar, and I happened to post this on Facebook, and Gregor piped up and he said, "You want to try yourself a Trinidad Fundadores?" I said, "Cheers, buddy. I'll look that up." Well, to divert slightly, but I'll bring it back around to this. A little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, I had the good fortune to have a job in Leeds, which is the home of a couple of very good friends of mine who I talk to a couple of times a week on a twice weekly Zoom meeting with other pipe and cigar smokers. And they are Cobbett of the Shire and Tim, who I think he's changed the channel now. Hermit Piper, certainly, but he has a cigar channel as well, I think. I can't remember the name of. And so we hooked up, we went to the cigar lounge, and there's a really good cigar lounge in Leeds city centre called Cigars. We had a smoke in there, and we went into the pub next door, had a meal, chat, caught up. For the first, we'd known each other for years through social media and videos, Zooming, and all the rest of it. Never actually met in the flesh until that day. So it was a really, really nice evening. And we started talking about a number of these things. One of the subjects we got onto was, what's your cut-off point? What's the price point that you can't go over? And it might be for budgetary reasons. For me personally, it's kind of more almost moral reasons. Because I weigh things up in my brain, and I think, well, if I spend £50 on a cigar, that's okay. I can justify that, because if I went to the pub for a night, which I don't really do anymore because I live in the middle of nowhere for a start, so I'd easily spend 50 quid in the pub on some beers if I'm buying rounds for people, Excuse me. So what's a good night out? What would I spend on a good night out? That's my price point. The cost of a good night out on beer or whatever. So bringing it back around to what I was saying. Gregor said, you got to try this Trinidad Fundadores. Same format as the Wise Man Lancero. So it's 7.5 inches by 40 ring gauge, I think. I wrote it down actually. Yeah, 7.5 inch by 40 ring gauge. Actually, the way that this is described, the Vitola is described as Laguito Especiale. But it's the same dimension, basically. And I discovered that evening what my cut-off point was because I went onto the internet and I went to the Cigars web store, and the price of the cigar was £70.99. And I just went, nope, can't justify it. I can't justify spending that much on something I have no experience of. I don't know whether or not it's going to be worth it. And especially because I read quite a lot of reviews of this particular cigar. Now, keep in mind, I'm 2/3 of the way through it, more than that. It's very, very simple band. It's nothing extravagant or flamboyant or anything else like that. Trinidad don't have to be. They're an exceptionally good quality Cuban cigar. They don't need to dress themselves up with fancy bands, But I couldn't justify spending that money on something that I wasn't really sure about, So I kind of went, no, I can't really do it. But Gregor said, don't worry, I got you back, bro. Because he's that kind of guy. What a gen. I mean, never met the chap yet, but we've been friends on social media, and we've exchanged messages. He sent me a few things in the past. He sent me a pipe, a couple of pipes that I still have, and some great tobaccos, and by way of thanks for what, I don't know, videos, me putting a video on YouTube, but because he's a bloody nice bloke, basically. So yeah. Oh dear, I've let it go out. I was waffling too much. So yeah, a couple of weeks after I posted this thing on Facebook, I got, sure enough, through the post, a little box with Trinidad Fundadores in it, and another cigar which is currently residing in my humidor, which is a Cuyaba, can't remember the name of it, Exclusivo or Esplendido, I'm not quite sure. I think it's the Exclusivo, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm not an aficionado with these things. I'm still quite inexperienced. And I wanted to save it for a time when I was actually sort of sitting here chilling out before I smoked it. And I have to say, Gregor, it is absolutely blinding. I was a little bit reticent at first because I'd read a number of reviews of this cigar. If you look on the Cigar's webpage, there's one 5-star review and there's about 4 or 5 1-star reviews, with lots of people complaining they couldn't get a draw out of it. It was a total waste of money. Well, I have lucked out with this one because it is smoking, drawing like a champion. Absolutely wonderful. And the flavors are just sublime. So I'm into 2/3 of the way in right now, or well, a third and a bit, whatever. And I've got beautiful flavors of sort of caramel sweetness um, a nuttiness like hazelnuts, and like the crema of a good espresso coffee, like that little cream foam you get on top of a good espresso coffee. That kind of slight bitterness, but also slightly sweet, dark. Really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cigar. And really, it's absolutely, absolutely astounding. I am enjoying this so much. Um, Hopefully able to articulate this a bit better in this second version of the video that I'm doing. I don't have many Cubans. I buy predominantly New Worlds. So Nicaragua, Honduras, Dominican Republic, Mexico. Because Cubans are bloody expensive, especially in this country. Um, where cigars in general in this country are stupidly expensive. I'll give you an example. The Arturo Fuentes Curly Head Deluxe is a particular favourite of mine at the moment. I'm a bit mad on them. I tend to buy my cigars when I go abroad for work. So recently I've been in Netherlands, found a little cigar shop in Eindhoven when I was in the Netherlands. So I stocked up a bit when I went there. I went to Slovakia a few weeks ago. Um, I went to the city of Kisoche and found a cigar shop there where I managed to stock up a little bit. I've got a few on the internet through, various means. I buy UK priced cigars sometimes because you just have to, but try and avoid it because the Arturo Fuente Curly Head Deluxe, for example, will cost you around about €4 in mainland Europe. They're one of Arturo Fuente's cheaper cigars, but they're exquisite. They're really, really good. Over here, you're paying, well, if you can find them for a cigar, you pay a couple of bucks for in the States or in Europe. Over here, you'd pay £20 sterling every day of the week. It's just crazy markups over here because of the taxes and so on. And consequently, I don't have many Cubans. This is a Cuban. Trinidad is a good Cuban. I've got a couple of Quintero Favoritos and the Breva, I think it is. And I've got an H. Upman that I got a little while ago as a gift from somebody. God damn, I hate it when that happens. That's been sat in a humidor. No, I bought it. I'm lying. I bought it myself. I bought it myself when I bought my first humidor. Okay, I don't feel so bad now. I've got an H. Upman of one description or another in the humidor as well. But that's kind of it for the Cuban cigars. All the rest of the New Worlds are cheaper, but blinding quality. And most of the Cubans that I've smoked, I kind of thought, well, what's all the fuss about, I have to say this is standing head and shoulders above them that I've had so far is absolutely exquisite. So, Gregor, I don't know whether or not this came to your shop or has been sat in your shop aging, or what the story is, but it's so much better than some of the other Cubans that I have had. So much better. I mean, this is every bit as good as an Arturo Fuente. Um, some of the like the Fuente Casa de Fuente that I've had that are just spectacular. Because this, yeah, kicks pretty much every other Cuban I think I've ever had right into a cocktail. So thanks very much for your generosity on that one, and definitely when I do get up to your city in the next month or two, I know I've got a job up there sometime in the next month or two. The drinks are on me, mate. So yeah, you've made my day. Hmm. So yeah, folks, let me know in the comments what you think. What's your cut-off point? What's the point that you can neither morally nor financially or economically justify spending above that amount, and why? Tell me why as well. Because, as I say, for me, I'm fortunate at the moment. For the last few months, I've been doing a job where I'm getting paid pretty well. Well, certainly better than I have in the past. I mean, not on a massive salary by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly best salary that I've been on. So I feel like I've got a bit more disposable income to play with to kind of indulge in these things. Um, but I'm still I'm still careful with where I spend my money. For the most part, I've thrown some good money away buying American cigars from smoking pipes that decided they'd change their delivery method. So they were intercepted by customs, and I got hit with several £100 worth of customs charges. So I never did see those cigars. But generally, I'm fortunate enough to be able to indulge a little bit in this hobby. Hmm. God damn! I've just let it go out a second time. How's that possible? Yeah, I mean, cigars are very much a summer thing for me. In the past, I've always smoked probably no more than 5 in a year. But this year, I've been indulging a little, and I have to say, it's wonderful. I'm really enjoying a good cigar right now. I only tend to smoke at weekends, so I work away during the week. I'll get home usually on a Thursday night or on a Friday. Then I'll sit down here and I'll have a glass of whiskey and a cigar. Um, if I happen to be here on a Wednesday, when we have one of the Zoom meetings, then I'll have a cigar then as well. But yeah, maybe 3 times a week I'll smoke. Three, yeah, 3 times a week is probably average. At most, in fact, at most. So when I do smoke, I like to smoke something I really enjoy. And this is a corker. Hmm. Well, enough waffle. You folks take it easy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Um, in the meantime, once again, Gregor, thank you. I am very humbled to uh, to be privileged enough to benefit from your generosity. Um, and I think I'll definitely owe you a beer or 10. So I'll look forward to that trip up. Take care, folks, anyway. I'll speak to you all again soon. Have a good one.